My cousin's fiancé is cheating with 3 different women in our wedding party. I never thought I would be the one to destroy a wedding. Especially not my cousin Sarah's dream destination wedding in Tuscany. But sometimes being the good guy means doing the hardest thing imaginable. Let me back up and explain how I ended up in this nightmare situation. My name is Mike, and Sarah has been like a sister to me since we were kids. Our families are tight. You know how Italian families are. Sunday dinners at Nonna's house. Everyone in each other's business, but in a loving way. When Sarah got engaged to Derek 2 years ago, I was genuinely happy for her. Derek seemed perfect on paper. Pharmaceutical sales rep, great income, charming personality that could win over anyone in the room. My whole family adored him. Uncle Tony would slap Derek on the back and tell stories about how impressed he was with this guy who was going to take care of his little girl. Derek would bring expensive wine to family dinners, remember everyone's birthdays, and he had this way of making Sarah light up whenever he walked into a room. I was honored when they asked me to be the best man. Sarah and I had been through everything together, from scraped knees as kids to helping each other through college finals. She deserved the fairy tale wedding she had always dreamed about. The wedding planning started 18 months ago. Sarah quit her job as a graphic designer to focus full-time on planning this elaborate celebration in Tuscany and preparing for their move to Seattle, where Derek got a big promotion. The whole thing was going to cost around $150,000. Money that both families had saved for years to make Sarah's dreams come true. The guest list was 40 people, all flying to Italy for a week-long celebration. The wedding party included Sarah's best friend Jessica as maid of honor, my girlfriend Amanda as a bridesmaid along with Derek's sister Kelly, and me as best man with Derek's brother and another college friend as groomsman. They even hired this high-end wedding planner named Victoria who specialized in destination weddings and came highly recommended. Everything seemed perfect until about 2 months ago when I started noticing things. It began with Derek's travel schedule. He had always traveled for work, but suddenly he was gone almost every weekend. Business trips to cities that seemed random, staying extra days for what he called client meetings. Sarah would mention how disappointed she was that Derek missed another family dinner or couldn't help with wedding planning, but she always made excuses for him. Then there was his behavior with the women in the wedding party. Derek had always been friendly, but I started noticing how he would find reasons to text Jessica about wedding details that should have gone through Sarah. He would offer to drive Amanda to wedding-related appointments when I was working. He volunteered to have private meetings with Victoria to discuss surprise elements for Sarah that he wanted to keep secret. At first, I thought I was being paranoid. Derek was just being helpful, right? But something in my gut told me to pay attention. The first real red flag came 6 weeks before the wedding during a tasting appointment at a local restaurant that was catering the rehearsal dinner. Derek showed up late, claiming his flight had been delayed, but when I hugged him hello, his cologne was different, and there was a faint smell of perfume on his jacket. Sarah was so stressed about the menu decisions that she didn't notice, but I filed it away in my mind.